Hello, hello. Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, I'm doing a reading for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Also for your cross watchers. Also for those of us who find ourselves on this channel without any Piscean anything. You're probably an empath. You're probably needing messages from your soul. Okay. I asked what this reading was going to be about, and this is what I was told. Oh man. I think one of these days I'm going to go ahead and like do a total, I don't know. A total just BS reading where it's nothing but good stuff. Nothing but, feel good. You're amazing. Everybody loves you. I think I'm at a point where I kind of need that personally, to just hear that everybody loves us and that we're good. Life is good. I mean, I don't want to lie to you guys, but it's a little too much truth lately. It's a little too much truth. I don't know who needs to let go. I just know that there's this thing happening where old things that no longer serve you are no longer going to be allowed to stay in your life. Okay? It doesn't necessarily have to do with what you want. It has everything to do with what you need. So for many Pisceans and empaths, we have a tendency to want things that we just don't need. I think that's the problem. I think the problem is we want things that we don't need, and then we need things that we don't want. And that conflict, that lack of alignment that occurs causes us to feel as though nothing ever goes right, to feel as though like we don't understand why life always goes this way, and so we're gonna see, okay? We're gonna see. Should I just like make this a ultra positive reading? My chest hurts. I'm already like starting to feel as though my heart is being broken. Oh shit. I think this is going to be really intense. Like really, really intense. Okay. Oh, whatever this is, something's changing. Something huge is changing. Okay. Something very, very huge. I was told to also get the bottom card. It fell out of the deck. All right. Where's the other here? And then this. All right. So it is what, New Year's Eve? Yeah. Okay. Let's just do that. Let's get started. Okay. I'm trying to tell myself this is not going to be a reading for me. I'm having a pep talk with myself already. All right. No holds barred. We're gonna do the reading, full reading. I'm gonna pretend all of you are just one client in front of me. And all of you together is that one client. This is a private reading. Got nothing to do with me. Got nothing to do with me. That's what I'm telling myself. It's got nothing to do with me. Okay. Oh God. Here we go. Here. Hold the phone. Half the deck flipped over. Okay. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Ocean lover, we don't need that type of negativity this morning. We don't need that type of negativity this morning. I'm joking. I'm totally joking. All right. So I've already drained 25% of the battery and it was at 100% when I started this live stream. That should tell you something right there. That should tell you something right there. Let's get started. Let's get this party started right. Oh, Lord. Card number 26, forgiveness. Hurt blocks our light. Oh, Lord. Oh, my Lord. Jesus loves me. Okay, this already reads like a really messed up story. So, card number 26, forgiveness. Hurt blocks our light. And then it's this thing of, baby boo, you've been so hurt. Like, that's a lot of light that's being blocked. A lot of light that's being blocked. And this all has to do with some masculine. This has to do with some masculine something. It's something to do with a masculine. Okay. So we got over that first hurdle. Put that there. Let me put this there. All right. Just here we go. Oh my God. Card number 8, weeping wound. You are not your wounds. So it's almost like this sense of this is someone who struggles with the loss of you. Okay? This is someone who struggles with the loss of you, or you're struggling with the loss of them. You're not your wounds. You have to forgive yourself for whatever like shortcomings you think you have. You have to allow yourself to move beyond whatever this is. This is something that hurts you so deeply that I can't even make it into a joke at this point, you know? And I swear to God, if y'all make me cry today, I won't be able to stay up for New Year's because I get exhausted when emotions are too high like that. And I'm going to be laid out for the rest of the day. You know what I mean? Card number 35, presence of absence. Hold what is absent in the presence of your love. So this is a wish that was not fulfilled. This is something that at the point where it at the point where that potentiality for what you wanted, when that was no longer able to be fulfilled, it fractured something. It fractured something inside the person. The person can be you, it could be someone else, like your cross watcher, but something became fractured. Women supporting women. Together, we can transcend our individual limitations. It's almost like there was this coming together of a group, probably a group of females, feminine energy, toxic feminine energy, if that is what I get. And they were trying to help. Well, okay, no, they weren't trying to help. What I get is that a tragedy was taken advantage of, it was exploited. And there was encouragement by this group of women um, to choose things, to encourage you to choose things that they thought would help you to transcend the pain of everything that happened here. This lack of wish fulfillment that totally just, I mean, surgically ripped your heart out. It was with surgical precision that your heart was removed. And in that sense of loss, like your ability to see was also affected. It's a lot. This is a lot of pain to take in. This is a lot of pain to hold in. It's like it's almost as though this was something where the person totally had already created a story in their head about how this would play out, and that it would be this happily ever after forever ever ever ever, you know? And then it didn't play out like that. And I wonder if it didn't play out that way simply because there were four, maybe literally, maybe figuratively, maybe it was just two and one of them got split personality. I don't know. But it's a representation of four. Four came together, they huddled together to discuss you and your pain. They came together discussing you. Yeah. You're being asked to let yourself shine once again. Okay. You're being guided back to your divinity, your highest expression of your truth. But you have to make some choices. You have to make choices. And these choices, it has to go beyond hope. Hope is a childhood thing. Why do I say that? Because as an adult, you don't just hope that something outside of you can make things happen for you. When you enter into the adulthood of your spiritual process, you go from hope and faith to a knowing. You enter into that state of gnosis where you know you're not going to take this, you're not going to just, this or that, or, you're going to do what you need to do. Hope is not enough anymore. There's this shadow that just kind of like circles around you. I don't know if that's your cross watcher hidden away, like cloaked. Mark, you still here? All right. So I think maybe if you're not here, Mark, I'm sorry, I'm entering your field. All right. So hope has to go from just that simple faith and hoping, and it has to be allowed to go full on into knowing. Okay. Just really allowing yourself to know something is happening. It's a change that's being initiated. And this change will usher in a new way of being. I don't believe in forgiveness. I don't remember where it was, but someone commented something on one of my posts last night or this morning. Something about forgiveness is key. I don't believe in forgiveness, like at all. I don't believe in holding grudges either. Um, I believe in order to participate in the forgiveness program, you're going to have to identify as someone's victim. You're going to have to identify someone as the aggressor and you as their victim. And then you're going to have to find it within yourself to be like, it's okay. I don't want to be a part of that program. So does that mean I hold on to every little thing that people have done to me in the past? No. It means I look at it in a spiritually logical way. Spiritual logic is when I go ahead and I assess why I could potentially be going through this experience and what could I potentially be needing to learn from this experience. There's no more like forgiveness and this and that. That's just like, it's what keeps you holding on to events. Like, I'm going to forgive you, but like, you don't want to be forgiven. You don't feel like you did anything wrong. But I'm just going to forgive you anyway. I don't need forgiveness. You don't need to forgive me. I don't need to forgive you. We come together for however long we're together and experience whatever it is we need to experience together, to learn what only you and I can teach each other or assist each other through. And, someone knocking. Sorry. And then that's just that. Like, I don't have to see you as someone who like did so much wrong to me, and now your trauma is intertwined with mine, and I have to heal you by forgiving you, but what about my wounds? Let me traumatize myself more in order to heal your trauma, and when your trauma is healed, then hopefully you'll turn around and heal my trauma by apologizing. And it's like, no, I'm not going to hold it with me longer than I need to. Now, I'm not going to say like right immediately after someone does something horrendous to me that it's all good. It's not always all good. Sometimes I'm going to need a couple days, a couple weeks, a couple months, a couple years to process that so that I can put it away properly. Okay? So this whole forgiveness thing, hurt blocks our light. When you continue to participate in the forgiveness program and I need closure, you got two hands. Close the door your damn self. You need closure, close it. Close the door. But I didn't open the door. They opened the door and they left it open when they left. Okay. You're going to leave the door open for 2 years, 5 years, your entire life? That's going to be a pretty big heating and cooling bill. The different types of critters that are going to come into your house, the strangers. See what I'm saying? Why is it so bad to be closed off? Because you're the only one that's going to get to decide what gets to enter? I mean, a lot of the things that we're taught by society, to me personally, it's just utter BS. It's utter BS. Like, you can't be closed off. Why? Why? When there's resonance with someone, I have no problem letting you in. Hell, I allow a lot of demonic people into my life. I do. I do. I have interactions like casual, hey, hi, how are you doing? With people who are demonic. Why? Because the empath in me is like, maybe if you just felt loved, maybe if you just felt loved, you'll choose to not be so malicious in your behaviors. And you know what happens? Usually, those people will stop being demonic only towards me, but they'll continue that behavior with other people. So, what's that tell me? The problem is the world, the way the world is structured. The problem is our lack of connectivity with other people. I've had so many people that other people will come to me and tell me, like, oh my God, that person is so bad. Like, they're horrible and this and that. And they do this, this, and this. Oh my God. And I'm like, okay, why are you telling me this? Did I ask you this? Like, why do I need to know this? Are you being guided to tell me this? Or, and who's guiding you? And then you know what I do? I go straight to the person, not to tell them, oh, someone's talking shit about you, but to see for myself, what is this about? Why am I hearing you so much in other people's mouths? What's actually going on? They end up becoming my friend for quite some time. They actually end up becoming a friend of mine for quite some time. And they're very good to me. And people are like, why are you like that? Why do you always like to befriend the people that everybody hates? Because I'm the person that everyone hates too. Why? I have no idea. Because I don't follow the rules. Because you can't tell me what to do. So that person you hate is more my people than you are. That's why I befriend them. Yep. That's why I befriend people based on how I interact with them. A lot needs to be let go of. A lot. We have to let go of the different teachings that we are taught by people who are equally or more wounded than we are. Who are you listening to? Who are you listening to? It's been said, and I'm not trying to badmouth anyone. I heard this from my chiropractor from years ago, like early 2000s. I was seeing a chiropractor and ended up befriending him too. I just befriend everybody. Okay. And as I was waiting for my turn with the massage therapist in his office, we were chatting and he tells me how he got into chiropractic care. He had been a therapist, a licensed therapist for something like 15, 20 years at that point. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, I had a huge practice. And, I just decided one day I'm going to go into chiropractic care. And I was like, you left an established practice? Why? And he's like, well, I guess I finally healed myself. I didn't understand. I didn't understand what he meant. And he kind of chuckled and he tells me, well, you know what they say? People who go into mental health are people who usually have the most issues with their mental health. I did not know they say that. I did not know they say that. He's like, well, yeah. I mean, if you look at human psychology, whatever it is that you struggle with tends to be the thing that you end up specializing in. Why do you think my specialty is parasitic extraction demonology? I have a family with so much health problems. That's a secondary specialty. I struggled with accepting what I can do with energy. That's a massive skill of mine. I was traumatized by knowing future events. I'm a precog. No. Michael says, tell them what they call it in religion. I am a prophetess, a female prophet. I still struggle with that. That's why I don't do those type of readings for people. I don't want to be responsible for the outcome of your life. Unless it's something positive, I will not tell you what I see. Unless it's to prevent you being harmed, I will not tell you what I see. Emmy, that's not fair. No, it's not. It's not fair of you to ask that of me. But if you can see it, no, I blind myself. You don't understand. I intentionally blind myself because that is a life without integrity. That's cheating. That's cheating. I don't want to know in advance the way life will play out. I want to live it as it's happening. I want to live it. If it's something I need to live through, I want to live through it. Not know about it and be afraid of it and affect it negatively. You know, sometimes when you're aware of future events, that awareness is the very thing that locks in that event. I knew Mark was looking for me years ago. And Mark knew I was looking for him too. Yeah. Just knew. Just knew. Things that need to happen. I allow myself to feel it, to know it. Things that I just need to live through. I live through. You are a culmination of your trauma and the way you choose to address it. You can either allow those traumas to be the very things that cripple you and keep you from living your purpose, or you can heal through that traumatic process and become empowered by it, prepared by it, trained by it. What do you need to let go of? What do you need to let go of? What are you holding on to? Because, see, that's a backwards question. It was loaded. In order for you to know what you need to let go of, you have to first know what you're holding on to. And then you have to decide, is this healthy for me? You have to decide that. And that's the part that we don't want to do. We don't want to know what's in our hand. We don't want to know what we need to do with it. If it's healthy for us, if it's not, all of these things. I'm just good. I don't want to know. Yeah. Would you rather know that you're carrying a lot and that's why you're sore? Or would you rather pretend that you don't know why you're sore and think that you're dying? When you know what's happening, You understand it's part of a process. If you don't know what's happening, you are afraid, rightfully so. What do you mean rightfully, Emmy? Well, because fear serves a purpose. What is that purpose? Awareness. Awareness. Once upon a time, fear was part of your survival instinct. Now that we have manipulated our environment, terraformed our local regions to facilitate ease of existence, we don't need that type of survival instinct anymore. Or so you thought. We need it because it's the primary way our field of awareness is triggered to become aware of specific things we need to be aware of in that moment. If you're afraid of living, it's because you need to be aware that you're not actually fully living. You're being crippled by your fear. If you're afraid of heights, why are you afraid? Are you afraid of the rise or are you afraid of falling? So it's not the success that you're afraid of, it's the failure. You're afraid to fail. Fail at what? Fail at being successful. But allowing yourself to reach the heights that you're supposed to reach. So then in reality, are you afraid of failure? Or are you afraid of the success? Because you can't guarantee anything there. That once you reach there, I mean, what happens? Once upon a time, years ago, I had it as my goal to be as comfortable as I am now, talking about the things that I talk about. It took me many, many years to climb to this height, and I'm still at the base of the mountain. I don't know how far I'm supposed to go in this life. I just know however far it is, that's how much stamina creation gave me. Do I need to know all the details to let go of the fear? No. All I know is I'm headed in some direction that I'm being guided to go towards. But what if you run out of gas? But what if I don't? But what if you this? But what if I don't? What if you that? What if I don't? You can argue whatever you want, but it's still an argument. It's still a waste of time. That's it's become one of my biggest pet peeves. I don't want to know what you can't do. If you can't do it that way, find another mother freaking way. That irks the absolute caca out of me. Stop telling me what you can't do. Stop telling me where the roadblock is. Instead, hush your fuss and find a way around. Find a way around. But they block the road. Okay, take the motherfucking sidewalk. But the sidewalk's blocked too. Then turn right, turn left, make another left and another right. You mean like go around the block? Yes. But I mean, that's like, I'd have to go all the way around. Okay, then sit there. Sit there, twiddle your thumbs. I'm going to be at the end zone. I really don't have any more patience for that. When you find people who, especially on social media, they make post after post after post about the things that are going wrong in their life, which, fine. Sometimes people need to vent, right? It's not a big deal. Look at the comment section. Look at the comment section. When people are offering a solution, are they responding to that, accepting these suggestions, considering them? Are people offering to help and are they accepting the help? Or are they just using this opportunity to go ahead and one-on-one complain more to a specific person in the comments of their complaining post? Because if that's what they're doing, they don't want help. They don't want guidance. They don't want support. They want you to join them in that pool of toxicity. I'm sorry. I'm toxic averse. You can marinate there yourself. I'm not going to marinate myself to be consumed by demonics later. No, thank you. And people say, like, you're so cold, right? That's why I don't rot so easily. Tell me where I'm wrong there. Tell me where I'm wrong there. You know, when you keep yourself a little too warm and too moist in order to welcome toxic people and you know, moisturize them into wholeness, there's a high likelihood their toxic spores will be released upon you, and that'll facilitate your rot. There are certain people where I had to walk away because they were just too toxic. They were just too toxic, and really, there's a reason I didn't go into mental health as a career. There's a reason. There's a reason why, although I would have excelled tremendously at psychology, specializing in so many different aspects of psychology, like, I'm not interested in just hearing the motherfucking problem. I'm sorry. I will grab you by your shoulders and shake you. I'm gonna brain shake because I don't know. Maybe we need to shake it back into its proper place. I don't know. So what did I do instead? I stepped into my role as life coach. The only time I want to talk about a problem is to identify it so that we can begin the process of selecting various options that could potentially be solutions. No, we're not going to keep complaining about it. We're going to identify it, identify our strengths that can help to neutralize the issue. Once we neutralize that current issue, we will then begin the process of identifying areas where you feel you have some type of weakness so we can shore that up and empower you there. You are a whole fucking person. You are not just a culmination of other people's traumas and how those traumas affected you in this life. And it just so happens life coaching is not a regulated field. You know what that means? I'm not limited in the way I can empower you. I'm just not. Ain't that some ish? Emmy, where did you go to school for this? It's this one place. It's in California. It's called Life. It's called Life. Yes. And then I got a secondary specialty in life coaching in Colorado, as well as this online program called the RV while I traveled through wilderness. Know what I'm saying? Okay. So, whoever you go to, they're going to base their advice on what they specialize in. If they specialize in trauma, they're probably going to advise you something about trauma. Okay. If they specialize in surgery, they're probably going to suggest a surgical procedure. If they specialize in life, they're going to encourage and empower you to truly live, to stop looking for that fakery, that perfection and ease and all of this stuff. And, you know, I'm good. I'm good off that. I am a full believer and supporter of Positive Disintegration, the work by Dr. Dabrowski. Positive Disintegration. He perfectly explains the path of ascension, This is a beautiful explanation. It's raw, it's real. You'll reach a point, well, you're going to be in an environment that doesn't support your growth, and you're going to have to exit that environment, and all those connections need to break down in order for you to free yourself. And instead of recognizing that process, the process that causes you to forcibly let go, instead of recognizing it as a part of a process that's leading to an elevation in your perception, in the way you receive your life circumstance, in the way that you function within your life, we see it as a breakdown rather than the breakdown to build up. Society only ever gives you the half truth. It's true. It's true. Society tells you you have to take these prescriptions in order to fix that problem, but they don't actually fully make sure you're fully aware of the consequences on other parts of your body when you start taking that medication. I mean, no, we have to fix this situation. Yeah, but you're creating another situation. Sometimes your condition becomes so bad that you have no other option. You have to select from the lesser evil. But see, my existence is proof. You don't have to wait till you get to that point where all you're selecting from are evils and you're being positioned to select the lesser evil. No, no, just no. The only limitations that exist are the ones you believe in. I mean, me, my brother and I are proof, living proof of this. For over a year, they tried to convince my brother he's dying, that at any day he will die. Newsflash. That's a fact for everyone. That's literally a fact for everyone. At any moment, you can die. Like, literally. You can't control that. And they were so frustrated. They were like, why does he not listen? Because he's stubborn. He is. He's stubborn. But it's that very stubbornness that, everyone's so irritated, so irritated. It's his life. Let him live his life however he wants. Now, I don't agree with some of the stuff he decides for himself. That's fine. I don't have to agree, but I don't have to lecture him either. It's his life, right? So over a year now, they've been trying to convince him that he's dying. He was on the heart transplant list. They gave him between 3 days to 3 weeks to live. Maximum life expectancy, okay? That was back last October 2020. Mm-hmm. If you guys don't know, heart muscle you can't regenerate that. You can't regrow that. You can't recover that. Once a function is lost, it is lost. According to modern medicine, and he's with a really good team. According to modern medicine, all we can do is preserve whatever heart function you have left for as long as we possibly can. Over the summer, what happened? His journey intensified. There were things that needed to be processed. It's a lot of pain stored in his body, a lot of trauma stored in his body. He had a breakthrough, but not before he almost died several times. Not before his heart function went down to 7%. And he was being prepared for an LVAD surgery. You know what that surgery is? Where they destroy your heart. They literally destroy your heart forevermore. and hope that another person will die and give you their heart before you die yourself. Let's lay it out raw. You know, like let's really lay it out raw. That was his only chance to live. Destroy your heart before it fully breaks and hope that someone will die and gift you their heart before you die. He had a breakthrough. He had an epiphany all on his own over a fucking hamburger. Over a hamburger. This mofo was hospitalized. Literally almost died, was hospitalized, requested a hamburger, did not get a hamburger, had an absolute shit fit over the lack of hamburger. Double Western bacon burger. He had an absolute shit fit over it. And he felt very disrespected. He was pissed off, like pissed off. And that was the very thing. That was the last straw. And it caused him to completely just fucking fall apart in the hospital. He was so mad. He was venting to me. Luckily, I was not part of that. I was live streaming. I wasn't part of that. I had to I called him after the live stream, like, hey, what you doing? Pretending I didn't know. And he was venting. And that venting opened the door for him to let go of his fear of communicating his needs, his feelings, his reactions, how he feels, how the effects of disregarding his sovereignty has really, really hurt him. And then his heart went back to normal rhythm. You guys were there when he called me in the middle of the live stream, and I was like, I'm sorry, I have to answer this. He just had a procedure. And his heart finally converted back to normal sinus rhythm, normal heart rate. His blood clot was the size of a quarter in his ventricle, or was it his left atrium? It was gone. That was confirmed still there just a couple weeks before. It was gone, dissolved. Dissolved. And although all that happened, his heart was still extremely weak, and he was still being prepared for the LVAD surgery. They literally will cut a hole into your left ventricle, insert a tube to bypass the entire left side of your heart. You will forever have a drive line, which is another tube that comes out of your belly and is attached to an external pump. On top of that, you're going to carry 2 battery packs with you at all times. You can never take this off. You can never run out of battery. And this is just buying you time, hoping that someone will give their life to you. That's how bad it was. I didn't share much. I didn't share much of what was going on. It was bad. Every phone conversation with his doctors was like, you need to tell your family you're dying. You need to have this conversation already. You need to make plans for the funeral. You need to, speak to a death doula, whatever. We need to be real here. And he kept insisting, no, I'm in the process of healing. Yeah. He would let go of everything except this belief, no matter how bad it was. This belief that his body is just needing time to heal. And as of a couple days ago, he's off the transplant list. He officially is disqualified for a heart transplant. He's not qualified. Yeah. His heart function is at 40%. Average, I believe, is at like 60 or 70. In order to be categorized as the start of congestive heart failure, you have to have less than 30% heart function. When you can see the things that are happening and what they actually mean, it's powerful. It's powerful. He went somewhere to help one of his fighter friends. He went to Vegas and there was an issue, and he had a cardiac event. We were concerned he was having a cardiac event, so he was rushed to the hospital. And what happened? He had all this testing done, and he calls me, what time in the morning? I'm over here arguing, like screaming on the phone, like, I'm gonna sue the shit out of your fucking hospital, bro. Yeah, no, the ER doctor is trying to kick him out of the ER. He's like, nothing's wrong with you. He's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I have end-stage heart failure. I was transported here from an ambulance. I'm not homeless. I have my own room in the hotel room. I'm here for one of my fighters. Like, what the fuck are you? You're not kicking me out. I'm waiting for my test results. And that doctor was insisting he's full of shit. Like, he's just trying to, get a room for the night. My brother was livid. And I was like, wait. That means your heart failure is not registering. My brother didn't realize that. He didn't realize that. He just felt like he was being treated poorly and being disregarded, which, medical staff should not be treating you like that. They shouldn't be disregarding you, whether you're homeless or not. They should not be treating you like that. If you're stating you have end-stage heart failure and you're transported by ambulance, you need to have the proper diagnostics done before they release you. You're not just going to be released. Luckily, there was no cardiac event. And then when we let his team know, they're like, okay, well, we need to order all of the records to be released, which they did. And because I am his legal representative, I have access to his medical records online. And I got the notice of when the test results were transferred over to his treating facilities system. I know what the tests are for. And I looked it up because I wanted to know, like, was there a cardiac event? He doesn't register as heart failure. And I was like, I knew it. That's why they thought you were fucking around trying to get a room. He didn't know. I was like, dude, they're not seeing your heart failure. They think you're lying. To him, it's like, I'm not a liar. It's like, you're missing the point. They can't find your heart failure. None of your tests are showing heart failure. That's why he got another echo done. Ultrasound. The test results, we got it the other day, and it gets emailed directly to me. I look at the test results and I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. So I call him. I'm like, hey, where are you? He's at his friend's shop. I was like, did you see your test results? Did you talk to your doctor? And he said that they were waiting for the test results and that they would contact him once they have the results and stuff. And he doesn't know. And I was like, well, I got your results. And he's like, okay, give me the good news and then give me the even better news. I was like, well, okay, so Your doctor says no more hookah for you. I was like, your doctor says no more hookah for you. And he goes, see, that's where she got me fucked up. That's where she fucked up right there. It's like, you know, he's cracking up. And I was like, dude, your results show that your heart literally looks normal. It's in the upper range of normal, but the size, the function, everything, it's normal. Yeah, it's normal. You can't heal the heart. Not like that. Not like that. Yet he did. By processing trauma. He did. That's what he did. So then the conversation ended with, so you don't have heart failure anymore. You just overweight. Because he's still like, you just out of shape, bro. You out of shape, but you know, self-love, hashtag self-love. Your breasts are nice and full. He's like, you're fucked up. I was like, what? What? Love yourself. Love your body. You have beautiful man breasts. He doesn't. I'm just teasing him. He's like, that's fucked up. Whatever you believe in is a limitation you'll live with. That's what you'll manifest for yourself. That is what you'll manifest. Sometimes all people need is to know, like really truly know without a shadow of a doubt, you got them, that they can go through this process. They can lean on you. You can carry them. And when they're ready, they can stand on their own 2 feet again. They can walk, they can run beside you. I know, we talk so much shit. I had a when I had a severe fucking tooth infection with my impacted wisdom tooth, I developed pericarditis, infection of the sac that surrounds my heart. I was messed up. We both messed up. And we're like talking, and he says, see, that's why the infection's in your mouth, because you talk too much shit. He goes, you talk too much shit. Finally, someone did some black magic juju, fucked your ass up to shut you up. What? I do talk shit. Yeah. So we talk a lot of shit to each other. It's okay. He can take it. I can too. Don't worry. No love lost. But that's the thing. He never let go of the thing that was the most important. And what was that? That he's going to heal. That he's not yet done. He's not yet done with this life, and no one's going to tell him otherwise. You can do a lot, but if you don't believe you can, then you won't accomplish anything. Nothing. You won't get anything done. You have to have the belief, and then you have to put the action with the belief. What's going on with your heart, Matthew? Cardiac event? I love this. Shit talking family is the best. It is. It is. And then comes our other brother. Their conversations kill me. Our other brother is like, just rub some Vagisil on it and stop being such a pussy. I was like, don't laugh too loud. They might hear you. Don't laugh too loud. Shit talking family is the absolute best. Like, seriously, shit talking family is the absolute best, because if you can't laugh about it, you'll probably die from it. At least parts of you will. Parts of you will die from the pain that you feel. I've had plenty of people irritated with me, like, everything's a joke to you. Why the fuck are you always laughing? Because I'm not willing to die for this. I'm not willing to die because of this. So let me let go of whatever fear that would have eaten me alive and instead replace it with just laughter. Find the funny in everything. Find the funny in it and allow it to be something that takes the place of that all-consuming fear. And it's not that I never feel afraid. It's that whenever I do, that's just telling me where I need to pay attention. And if what I'm paying attention to is something else, that means I need to let go of that something else and pay attention to whatever it is I'm afraid of right now. Whatever you're afraid of right now, that's what you need to put your full energy into. That's why y'all are my freaking primas. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, you know. Paula, do you do the black lip liner or do you do brown? This I need to know. Do you do black lip liner or brown? Because this is how we gonna know like how deep our bond can get. Because I'm just saying, you know, tell me privately so that we can have a private conversation over our lip liner. Because, you know, back in the day when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore, but some days I sit and wish I was a kid again. I used to do like the darkest brown possible. I feel like the darker brown gives you a more tropical vibe than the black. See, I knew it, girl. I knew it. We vibe like that. Like she don't do black. That's ratchet shit. When you do dark brown, almost black, you just a step up from full barrio ratchet. You know what I'm saying? We high class. Brown is where it is. We high class. You know, one of my cousins, this rude ass biznatch. When I was in high school, she came to visit from the Philippines. And she's like, "Why do you wear your lips like that?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And she's like, "It looks like someone tripped you and you slapped your mouth in mud. It looks like dirt." I'm like, "Bitch, you from a different country. You don't know what's popping here." So you would need the dark brown. I know I would not do red. I would do the frost. Girl, I'm just saying. The burgundy inside, that's like later on, but it's like the frost, like the pale, almost cyanotic. Like I'm not getting enough oxygen and it's showing in my lips. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Let's keep going, guys. Unconditional love. You have to have unconditional love for yourself. The only person you need to do the whole forgiveness thing with is yourself. This has to do with someone who made a mistake. They made a bad decision and they realize way later. They realize way, way later, you know, way, way later, what a huge mistake they made. Huge mistake, huge miscalculation. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, Queen of Hearts. See, I just talk too much shit. I just talk too much shit. I'm so sorry. Black is cute too. Black on the outside is cute too. You know, it was the beginning. The black on the outside was the beginning. And then too many people made fun of me. So I changed it to brown to be less intense. I mean, mind you, I was very, very pale in high school. Okay. I was very, very pale. So it was, you know, when I would wear the black as lip liner, my mother would then start like worrying that I was anemic. So I had to tone it down. I did. This is the darkest I've ever been in my life. This is the darkest. And no, I don't intentionally tan, but yeah, I was pale for a good portion of my life. So card number 4, believe. 4 being the number of self. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. You have to make sure you believe in yourself and your ability to go through this process successfully. Mother Earth in reverse. This world is literally upside down. It's a convoluted construct. It's a convoluted construct. It's a place where everything that's real is made to seem as though it's wrong, and everything that's wrong is made to seem as though it's real. Everything that can heal you is dangerous for you, and anything that's dangerous for you is the very thing they prescribe to you. What to do, what to do. I know, live. Actually, let yourself live. Let yourself come to this place where you're no longer afraid of the very thing that's guaranteed, the end of life. That's a guarantee. That's the only thing guaranteed. You're not guaranteed to get married. You're not guaranteed to have children. You're not guaranteed to work. You're not guaranteed to live X amount of years, or, you're not guaranteed any of that. You're guaranteed only one thing after you are born: to die. Why are you afraid of the one thing that's guaranteed? I think at this point, the thing that I'm most afraid of is not having lived enough, not having lived to the degree that I was supposed to live, and reaching the end of this life with that regret of I should have done this and I should have done that. That's the only fear now. At some point, I'll eventually die. At some point, I will. I know. So then what am I afraid of? I think it's all the details that come between now and that point. I think longing for that end is an avoidance of what's in front of you, the potentialities that were pre-planned before you arrived. So longing for it is a cop-out. Sorry. That would be a cop-out. Absolutely. No early checkouts for certain types of people. There's just none. I had to message you really quick. There was Gabriel told me something. Hold on. The other day he told me something and I completely forgot to message you about that. Hold on, let me just find you on Facebook. All right. But there's you're still here, but if while you're here you're longing for the end of it, then you're not actually here. Physically you're here, emotionally, mentally, soul purpose wise, you're not fully. So, that's definitely something that you got to make sure you begin balancing. And those of us who are the most gifted in order to best serve, we have a tendency to kind of not be fully here and really just we're just counting the days until we get to go back to the real home because we know this is not home. And that's not something that we need to continue to choose to do, right? That's something that we need to see where that comes from. Is it the environment? Is it the experiences? Um, you know and it's like we go through our processes, we allow ourselves to experience the highs and the lows. It's important to also experience the lows and be grateful for those as well, because it's the very low points that help you to understand the gravity of the rise. You don't quite get how high you are until you understand the gravity of how far you'll fall. Yeah, you just took a vacation is all. That's all. That vacation was very painful for you still, and you don't need to be positive all the time. I don't know, I find that kind of offensive that you would be like, oh Mark, that's very pessimistic. Girlfriend, let me call you out on your bullshit right now real quick. You've been fucking pessimistic in so many live streams in the comments and nobody calls you out on your shit. That's really like some backhanded shit. That's some really really like hypocritical shit right there. You know? I mean, if we can dish it out, we have to be willing to take it in, right? We have to be willing to take it in. If you can call out Mark for being pessimistic, I can call you out for being toxic. But it's all love here still. Identifying things is not the same as being derogatory towards it, derogatory towards you, attempting to tear you down. But the point that I'm making is before we allow ourselves to get so caught up in this logic of like, um, you're this, and this, failing to realize we're exactly the same and that much more in that toxic space, then that's not going to help us to understand where our place of center is. That's not going to help us understand. He's longing for the end of his pain. And all you've done is talk about your pain that other people caused. You can't talk about someone you don't know in that way and make these judgments and condemnations when you don't know what he's been through. And I say this as someone that does know what he's been through. At no point has he been malicious in the comments towards other people the way you have towards your family. Exactly. 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 Here's one thing. I take offense to that because at one point in my life, I was there too. I was there too. I was on that same vacation that Mark was on. I was there too for quite some time. Does that make me less than? Does that somehow make me less able to fulfill my purpose? I mean, I'm sorry, but the fact that I almost died at my own hands, that's the very thing that triggered me into the purpose I'm in right now. You want to judge someone? Judge the person you're looking at. I tried to kill myself before. What do you got to say about me? Go ahead, say it. Say it. Make the condemnations about me. Nothing. Right. You are toxic. You're extremely toxic. Let's put this on the screen to call you out and really have it there. Oh, I see. You're making me the target and calling me toxic and devalue. I'm done and out. I don't need you as a coach or a mentor. I'm not your coach and I'm not your mentor. I'm out of here and for good. Bye. Perfect. Perfect. Because I've been wondering why no one's banned you yet. Literally, every single live stream you join, you spew toxicity and you don't take accountability for your shit. You don't. And look at this. Look at this. You're attacking Mark and he's over here trying to defend your ass. Right now, here today, we gonna learn. She gonna learn. She's gonna learn. She's gonna learn. I'm not that nice person anymore, Mark. I'm not that nice person you knew before. The one that was afraid of my swords of truth. The one that never allowed myself to talk out of pocket. Always speaking in soft, hushed tones, just making jokes, accommodating people. That's no longer me. I'm something so much more than just that. I am a divine mirror with no fear and no hesitation. When it's appropriate to mirror the toxicity, I fucking will. I will. Absolutely. Absolutely. And this is not just me sticking up for you, Mark, because I know you and I know your history, and I don't want nobody fucking with you ever. This comes from me speaking for myself because I've been you. Many of us have been you. And it wasn't just yesterday's live stream. It wasn't just today. Literally every single live stream that little girl comes on. If she gets an opportunity to tear someone else down, she absolutely will take it. That is what I've witnessed of her comments day in and day out. My tolerance for you is done. You make comments like you're on a high horse, honey. That horse you ride is a fucking pony. It's a mini horse. Check yourself. People acting like they're on high horses, failing to realize that's not some stallion. That's not some Arabian stallion, okay? That's not a draft horse that you're on. You're on a fucking mini pony. And here's the thing, if you don't know the world of horses, mini ponies are the assholes of the horse world. Riding in on a little horse asshole, acting like a fucking asshole yourself. Yo, that shit's not tolerated here. I don't give a shit if I have a history with a person or not. I'm done tolerating that type of behavior. This is my sacred space. If you cannot conduct yourself, you're going to have to exit. And you'd think because I set aside time during yesterday's live stream, she'd learn how to act today. No, she didn't. So now maybe we're seeing, maybe the issue isn't the family. Maybe the family isn't toxic. Just thinking out loud. Just thinking out loud. When people come into a space and all they do is complain about other people, and when they are shown like, hey, whoa, whoa, you're a bit much right now, like, tone it down a little bit. We not cool like that you think you can act to that degree, and they can't. Oh no, you the problem. You probably the problem. You're not going to reestablish that toxic shit here. We not family like that. I don't share blood with you. I don't need to tolerate you the way people who share blood with you have tolerated you. Let me get real fucking gangster real quick. See, when people want to say they love me by respecting the people that I love. I love all of you guys. You want to be disrespectful to one of my family members in the comments, which is all of you guys. You gonna see a whole nother side of me. Because I've let go of the part of me that's afraid to speak up, that's afraid that people will be upset, that's afraid that I'll be too intense. People walking out like they think it's a loss. Like it's a loss. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's fucking hilarious. And if no one's banned that person, I'm just saying. I'm just saying, yo. I've tied my hair back. Okay. I've tied my hair back. We are not going to have that type of bullshit in our presence here. We are not. Okay. I will not tolerate that here. And by the time I snap at someone like this, it's been going on for months. The intolerable behavior has been observed for quite a few months, and I finally just cannot stand it anymore. Okay? So it's just one of those things. I feel like I need to explain that for anyone that's not familiar with me and my attitude, like I have a high tolerance. When I can no longer tolerate you is because you need to go. You just need to go. Free spirit. There you go. Free spirit. Allow yourself to be who you are. Now, you guys, if you're going to allow yourself to be who you are, that comes with a reality of people are free to react to you and how you are in whatever way they choose. Some people might see that as a loss. I see that as clearing space. I don't need to just fill my space with empty bodies. I'm not desperate for attention. That means I have within me the capability to say bye-bye if you are not compatible with my energy and my needs. That's what that means. That means I am consciously choosing quality over quantity. I only want around me what can celebrate me as I grow. Not kiss my ass. I'm talking about be able to bear witness to a process. You can call me out on my shit, or you can totally be like, no, we need to see this too. It's making me grow too. You know what I mean? We don't have to all agree. We don't have to all agree. We don't. You know, it's one of those things where what you witness is something that needed to be witnessed to some capacity. Either it'll help you to see what type of behaviors you don't want other people to experience from you, which I'm sure there's some of you who are like, oh, that's ugly. It is. It's ugly. It's ugly. Absolutely. I agree with you. And I would agree that I wouldn't want to see someone acting that way either. But I also feel like there are those of us who never act that way and need to see that it's okay. That sometimes when you've had enough, sometimes when it comes to this thing of integrity, where it's like, you know what? I can't keep sitting here and being fake just because you're like excessively lovey towards me in the comments. You know, I got to just be real with it. I got to be real with it. I got to be who I am. And if this is who I am, this is how I am. If I'm going to get to a point where the world is going to know and love me, it's going to be because they see the real me, not some made up bullshit polished storyline of, oh, it's the underdog Asian girl who's passive and docile. We need to protect her at all costs. No, no. Exactly, Moonrock. They could have been respectful with their comments, but they chose not to. That's not the first time, second time, third time, fourth time. Quite a few times I've seen her call people bitches because she doesn't like the interaction I'm having with that person. Here's the thing with me. Nah, this is not gang mentality. This is not gang mentality. I can handle my own. I'm not asking any of you to ever join me in a fight just because I've chosen to get myself in that situation or respond in that way. I'm not asking you guys to become vigilante justice with me. No. I get myself in shit, I need to get myself out of that shit. When people are too eager to talk shit, that's a major red flag. That's a major red flag. Now, I've seen quite a few of you guys be very moved because you do genuinely care and you don't like people treating me badly. And you know, I see it in the comments. I feel it in the energy like, oh, yeah, no, you're not going to sit this out. You hell no, you're not sitting this out, you know, and I'm not going to tell you to sit it out. I'm just saying, like, you're not obligated to jump into anything just because I shoved myself into something. But that's not the energy that I've been getting from that commenter. It's this thing of, oh, and now I have an opportunity to spew toxicity. We have to cultivate our environments consciously. When someone in your environment consistently is like that and they look for reasons, excuses, it's only a matter of time before they talk shit about you. It's only a matter of time before you go from hero to villain. And, you know, I'd say I've learned enough in the past couple years that I can let go of my desire to be a part of a program where my validity is attached only to the numbers that I can generate. I'm not just an algorithm. I'm not just an analytic. I was generating quite a big number when I was on another social media platform. I was. All organic reach, no ads. I was generating some really nice numbers with a very strong momentum. Full of fakery and fuckery. Not fakery and fuckery on my end, but everything directed at me. Because I allowed it. Not because I deserved it, but because I allowed it. Like, I allowed it. You know? I'm not allowing it anymore. This right here. I wanted to respond to her, but felt it wasn't my place to check her. This is your house. Here's the thing, as my guest, if the time you spend visiting my house is being negatively impacted, you absolutely have the right and the authority to respectfully say, I'm not sure if you're aware, your comments are quite abrasive. It's a very negative experience, having to see you commenting in that way. I'm not sure if you're aware. There's nothing wrong with saying that, because I'm over here thinking, I'm just being a bitch. I'm just being a total bitch. I can't just ban everyone that irritates me. Maybe it's me being irritable today. Your guys' experience as we share this space is just as important as my experience. This is a shared space. It's like if I were to invite you to my house, would I only serve dinner to myself? No. It would be a meal for everyone. And if we have one guest spitting in all the bowls, I mean, you wouldn't just sit there and be like, oh my God, oh my God. You would say something. And it's not that I'm encouraging you guys to attack anyone else, but finding a respectful way to communicate, like, hey, you're being a little bit abrasive. I'm not sure if you understand that that's how you're being received. Are you maybe having a bad day? Maybe you need to take some time off of the live stream, it's just one of those things. It's just one of those things. We have to make sure that we're able to maintain our space as a group and as individuals. Please don't mistake this space being mine as me having this totalitarian control. You know what I mean? You guys are welcome to interact with each other and be like, hey, you all right? You're being a little, like, that's a bit extreme to say. Like, what's going on? You know? This is exactly how I received it. Increasing and increasing. When people are toxic, I'm speaking in general terms, when people are toxic, the more comfortable they become, the more poison they inject into the environment. That's what I learn time and time and time again. Time and time and time again. Now, I was reading something yesterday. It's an old post. It was an old post about, oh my gosh, I forgot the name of the actual tribe. The tribe of Native Americans who actually helped teach the pilgrims how to grow food, what we celebrate for Thanksgiving. And the truth of the history of that, the actual factual events that occurred. This article is talking about it, and it's super fascinating because it's nothing like what we hear in school. They weren't like, how? Like, that's bullshit. That's a stereotype. So there was a lot of fighting between the tribe and settlers for quite some time already. And then something like what happened was the Mayflower arrived and they kind of were standoffish, and they had seen that women and children were coming off the boats, and so they figured, okay, you're not going to bring women and children if you're attempting to conquer a people. So they kind of just kept their distance, and then there was fighting among the tribes in that area, and the chief of this specific tribe, he rationalized, like he made a logical decision. They're about to have a war. His specific tribe is at risk of becoming extinct, right? So then what happened? He knew the pilgrims and the settlers, they had superior weapons to the bows and arrows of the native peoples. So he Wampanoag, there we go. So he figured, and I hope I'm getting this, my memory is a little faulty. I hope I'm getting this accurate. He rationalized that if he were to make an ally out of the pilgrims, they could fight together and ensure the safety of his people. Okay. And then so he came and kind of like a treaty, and they showed the pilgrims how to grow the food, because they had already had, like, I think a winter or two, and so many of them had died already. And so that's what this chief decided, and they actually were not invited to the Thanksgiving feast. Shady bastards. No, the pilgrims had this feast that they did not invite the native tribe to. And the tribe came running because they heard muskets going off. They thought it was a war. And then they realized it was a feast. And because, they saw that, then they brought some offerings of deer or whatever. And that's how that started. And little did they know that within 50 years, according to the article, pretty much their tribe would be non-existent anymore. Yeah. So careful what you align with, just out of fear that you won't survive. Like, no, I'm going to be me. I'm going to absolutely be me, attitude and all. And if I'm going to go down, it's going to be in a blaze of motherfucking glory. Both guns blazing. No, I'm no longer going to hold my tongue, but I'm also not going to allow other people to control it. What does that mean? I will choose when I respond and the way that I respond. I don't always have to have this intense of a response to every single toxic person that ever goes into the comments. Much of it I'll ignore. But when it becomes something that not just irritates my soul, but disrespects my sovereignty and love for other sovereigns, bitch, you got me fucked up. You got me fucked up. Okay? You got me absolutely fucked up. Fucked up and twisted. Hey, let me straighten your ass out. We don't have to be afraid of being who we are, because whoever I lose when people witness me being intense, those are people who don't deserve the softness that comes after the intensity. If you can't take me as a whole person, don't take me at all. And that doesn't mean you don't get to call me out when I'm being too much. Because if I'm asking you to take me as a whole person, I in turn have to accept you as a whole person. What does that mean? That means if you don't agree with me and you think I'm being too much, and you tell me like, hey, whoa, too much. Let's calm down. I might not like you saying that, but I'm going to have to respect that. All right, you got a need. Let me just calm myself down. Okay. I said what I needed to say already. Let me calm myself down. Let me let go of the swords and daggers. A beautiful, mutually beneficial space where I can speak and you can speak, and we can disagree or we can agree. No matter what, we can be unified in our diversity. But no, in that diversity, there's no space for toxicity to that degree. No. For anyone who might think like, well, but she's learning, you're helping her to learn. If you remove her, she won't learn. Honey, I'm not here to be everybody's teacher or everybody's mom. Okay? My first and foremost obligation is to myself and my peace. And if your existence in my space continues to irritate my soul, you're going to have to leave before my soul decides to reach out and smack you. It's a show of compassion for everyone involved. Absolutely is. Your blend of intellect and hood is the absolute best. It's my hood-tellect. Oh my God. Let me stop. Oh my gosh. Worlds within worlds. And that's what it is. We're worlds within worlds. Like within ourselves is this complete environment that exists in another complete environment. We have to make sure we understand what our priority is. Excuse me. By definition, a priority is the utmost importance. That means you can only have one priority. My priority is my peace. How can that be fair? So you're the only important thing, Emmy? No, my peace means you must also have peace. All who share space with me must have peace. We must have a space so sacred that we don't have assassins that we have to fear typing cryptic things. How can you have peace if you have those in the environment just slithering around? You don't know if you're going to be the next one bit. You can't. My piece is your piece is your piece is my piece. Not everyone has to be part of this group. Now, it's not an exclusive group, but it's also not a group full of insecurity and ego where everyone has to be a part of the group because safety in numbers. I can handle shit on my own. Absolutely. I don't have fear like that. I can talk on my own and find my voice and my legs and my arms and my weapons. I am complete on my own. When we come together as people who are complete on their own, how powerful is that? We don't have to attack. We can communicate because now we're not on the defensive. We're on the offensive. We're observing. We're viewing what needs to be seen so we can begin quietly formulating what we need to do next. You can't tell me that you guys haven't been feeling that type of strength rising within you. Less fear, more proactiveness, where you feel absolutely immersed in a place that feels like you belong there. You are home. See, the difference between you and what you witnessed earlier in this video, they see me as someone they can benefit from, a teacher, a mentor, coach. Y'all here see me as family. Family is family. And you're a dick if you try and just benefit off family, right? See the difference there? I don't know about how your families are, but right or wrong, even if my brother is wrong, I got him. I don't care what he did. You're not disrespecting my brother. Nope. I don't care. Nope. And the same thing here. It's the same thing here. Like, no, whoever disturbs the peace, they're the one that's going to get all the focus. But here's the thing. Wasn't that your intention when you were disturbing the peace? Who comments not wanting their comment to be seen? Who comments not wanting their comment to be seen? Because my understanding is there's quite a few of you who never comment, right? because you don't want the focus to be placed on you because you're not sure how you'll be received and this and that. You comment to be seen. That's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. Because who doesn't want to be seen? But when it becomes this toxic thing, and this is not just about what happened a few minutes ago. We have to figure out how this applies to our life. When you just want to be seen just to be seen and be seen at whatever cost, you have to be ready to receive however someone will choose to react to seeing you. That's just natural and normal. You cannot control how people will receive you. You just can't. You can't guarantee that no matter how sweet you are, people won't hate you. I used to be very, very sweet, nothing but sweet, 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 sweet. People still found reasons to not like me. Were they reasons because of me? No. To date, what have I done to anyone? Absolutely nothing. So why do they not like me? Because they can't access me anymore. The benefits were taken away. That's why. Whether it's the benefit of having me at your beck and call, because when I'm your friend, you literally have me at your beck and call. Okay? Like I literally will drop whatever I'm doing if you're having a rough day. That's a huge benefit for someone to have access to you. And it's not just benefit because it's me. No, I'm talking about for you guys as well. Letting go of that need to always be available, overly available for people. You got to let that go. People who love you will understand when you're busy. They'll understand that you're, living life. It's the people who seek to benefit from you that are, irritated by, you inconveniencing them. Does that make sense? Like to say it out loud, it's crazy. Okay, so wait. And this is a true story. Someone was mad at me because they messaged me at like 2 or 3 in the morning and they were making a habit of this. And finally, one day I was driving, we were driving cross country and I couldn't respond. And then they had an absolute shit fit in that messenger. And when I finally saw it, I was like, wait, hold up. Do you want to talk to me as a friend or do you want a session? Because I don't work 24 hours a day. And if you want a session, you need to go to my website and purchase one there. Oh, damn. Then it was like, all Amy ever cares about is money, 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 money. I've bought so much stuff from her. Okay, but you also have me on speed dial 24 hours a day. So then what is it? Are you buying products and services or are you buying my soul? Because if you're putting in that you're buying stuff, that's a transactional relationship. That's not a friendship anymore. At which place you need to know your place. I'm not open 24 hours a day. When you begin to see how people see you as something that they've already bought and paid for, you need to believe how they see you. Okay? You need to believe that. You need to absolutely believe them when they show you that you are simply a commodity to them. Do you have a friend that is never available unless they're going through some really messed up stuff in life, at which point they're calling you all day and they love you, they love you, they love you. But the moment you need something, like, I can't right now. Oh my God, I'm so busy. Like, no, I can't. That's not a friendship. That's free therapy. You're serving as their unpaid intern, personal assistant. Let go of those people. It's not a loss. It's clearing space for the right people to enter into your life. the kind of people who spend time with you to celebrate you, not because of what they can gain from you. It's a beautiful thing to now be surrounded by people who I know I can trust, first and foremost, who my heart and my soul feel very safe with. And most importantly, they're not in it for the benefit. They're not interested in being in a live stream with me. They're not interested in readings and whatnot. No matter how much I offer, they typically do not take me up on my offers. They're typically like, no, you're tired. I'm like, I'm effing offering. Just pick something, damn it. You know? If they do need something done, they're very quick to either get expedites and I'm just like, I'm already offering. Why do you keep doing that? And it's me that has the issue. It's because they love me. It's because they appreciate me. It's because they're genuine. Those are the people you should hold that space for. Those are the people you should be afraid to lose. Not the people who can easily replace you with the next person that they can use. I have no fear of losing people like that anymore. Like, don't worry, honey. I promise you, baby girl, there will be another 3 of you in the comments over the next couple weeks, spewing how much you love me and how everybody treats you so badly. And, because you're Pisces and you're empath. I'm just being antagonistic now. I can call myself out on my own bullshit. There's not going to be any shortage of that. But the people who just like love you, they just want to support you. They want to see you succeed. They believe in you. It's not to, be able to benefit from you. Like those are the people. No. Maintain those connections. Cherish them. Like cherish them. Those are the ones you want to make sure they know how much they mean to you. Those are the ones, don't let go of that. I mean, unless it's time, unless it's time to part ways, at which point, yeah, I hope you have an amazing journey wherever it takes you. You'll always still remain in my heart with me. I'll always, every here and there, think of you and hope that you're doing well and that you're happy and succeeding and that there's no sense of something missing because I'm not a part of your life. It's this beautiful way to exist when you have the ability to match that intense toxic energy in order to kind of maintain your boundaries, but you don't stay there. You can shift and return back to a place of softness and love and be able to just not be vindictive, not this and not that. It's an amazing thing. It's a very amazing thing. Very, very amazing thing to be able to be a whole person where you're not stuck in one place of being just because someone triggered you to go there. You can travel anywhere within your space. You really can. Allow yourself to balance. Allow yourself to tap into that crown energy, that phoenix energy. And that phoenix energy is one that's not afraid of destruction, but it doesn't always intentionally try to destroy. All it does is blaze so bright that whatever wants to come and be used as fuel, it will absolutely be used as fuel. Fuel to destroy? No, fuel for the rise. We just elevated our perception of ourselves and our place within our environments right now. Fuel for the rise. Everything that you come across has a purpose in your life. How will you utilize that? How will you utilize the fuel? To sit and burn? To flare and destroy things? or to burn and rise. Be nice to be able to rise and have a better view of where it is you're at in your journey. Sometimes you just need to take a time out. What does that mean? Sometimes that time out is taking time out of being excessively nice and excessively patient and accommodating for other people. Time out is not always like you have an issue and you need to be quiet. Hey, you're a whole person. So sometimes that time out is you need to take a time out from your usual behavior and kind of just fuck shit up for a second. Just take a moment to speak truly, very raw and very real. As one of my kids would say, take a moment to exert your dominance. My kids be crazy sometimes. They say crazy stuff sometimes. Oh, wow. I spent 9 years in that type of relationship, engaged, but never was more than a personal assistant and free employee with benefits. Done with that. I'm glad you chose to be done with that. Now that you're done with it, I hope you choose something amazing for the next part. Like amazing, amazing. Shadow self. Shadow self is still part of the self. It's just a different component. And if you think the shadow self should be like boxed up and hidden away and this and that, then you're light blind. What's being taught in spiritual circles right now encourages blindness from light, where you really have no idea what's going on, but it sounds good, it looks good, it's namaste. It's namaste. Do we even know what namaste means? Have we stopped to look at the history, the roots of what we talk about? Usually no, because I mean, that's a waste of time. They're already telling me and it sounds good. What if they're wrong though? What if they're wrong? Because if you were to tell me namaste, um, then it's the divine in me recognizes and bows to the divine in you. It's a recognition of sovereignty, divinity. And if you recognize my sovereignty, you won't tell me what to think. You'll hold symposium with me and we'll speak together. We'll share of each other and we'll free the other to pick and choose what of us. They will allow us to gift them in their truth and the development of that truth. Now, if you're just lecturing, there's no namaste in that. There's really not. But we don't know that, do we? Because we come from places of lack of knowing, which many of us don't know much, you know, myself included. Oh, but you know a lot of me. How do we know how much I know if we don't know how much there is? We don't know. Do we need to know much? No, we just need to know what we need to know. And in this moment, what we need to know is where we're headed for today. What are we holding on to that's preventing us from reaching today's goal? From the what? Mm, mhm. For someone, their goal for today is a very malicious goal. If you face someone who has a malicious goal directed at you for the day, what should you do? What would you do? What is the most powerful option you can select? First, what are the options being presented to you in regards to how you can respond? And secondly, which is the most powerful of those options? Well, it depends. Powerful in regards to what? Powerful in regards to establishing a war, powerful in regards to neutralizing a threat, powerful in regards to maintaining your peace at all costs. I mean, what is the goal? What is your goal? You're aware of someone else's goal. What is your goal? Now, if someone else's goal is going to disrupt the accomplishing, the attaining, the reaching of your goal, that's how you're going to decide what to do. It's not about me giving you the answer. It's about me encouraging you and reminding you to think, to ask the questions that you need to ask yourself so you can have the conversations between self and soul, not between human beings. Conversations between human beings should serve as possibly an impetus to the questions you can ask your soul, or to serve as a confirmation of the guidance your soul has already given you. First and foremost, the relationship between self and soul. That's important. That is a relationship that will dictate how all other relationships will play out. So we have to make sure. We have to make sure that we cultivate a very powerful connection with self and soul. Celestial teacher. That's what your soul is, your celestial teacher. You know? Allow your soul to teach you by using your life circumstance. Allow your soul to guide you by using interactions with people. I could have just stayed mad. What would that do? Keep me mad. What would that do? Make it an angry day. It's still a valid day, but I'm pretty sure it won't be as productive if I just remain mad. Do I need to spend the day feeling like I failed because I wanted to have a very peaceful live stream today? No. No, I don't, because that's not going to help me to grow in a compassionate way for myself. So what should I personally do for my personal circumstance? Own what I said and how I acted. Learn from it. Use my circumstance as an opportunity to talk about things that maybe I would not have talked about had I not experienced that and chosen to behave in a way that I did not really want to behave at the start of the live stream, but eventually felt like I should choose to behave that way. That was a choice I made to behave that way. Okay? When people trigger you, you make the choice to accept that invitation and challenge. I was invited to join in toxicity. I absolutely accepted that. Absolutely. Absolutely. Am I proud of it? No, I'm laughing at myself because it's like, girl, that's some petty ass shit. I know I was petty earlier, wasn't I? Petty yes and petty no, because those were some of the things that needed to be said. Needed to be said to a single person? No. Needed to be shared with all of you so that you could begin asking some questions for yourself, your circumstance. That situation, that experience was nothing more than an impetus for a conversation that need to be had here out loud as well as silently within the self. It's a powerful thing if you can witness your environment for what it is, an opportunity to learn, an opportunity to grow, an opportunity. Opportunities are not just always about making money and taking advantage of people and getting over on people and, these things that society teaches us. Opportunity can just be that, an opportunity for something that you didn't consider previously or you didn't think was possible until that occurred. Toxicity is a cup of bitter shared at a table. Bitters also have their purpose. Bitter herbs are medicinal if you know how to use it. It's only when you don't know the proper ways to use these medicinal herbs that they become dangerous. Just like if you were to see something about Okay, so this is what I saw online. I saw someone who um, is some type of witch. I don't remember what type they were saying they are. So there's different types. And she was saying that she has a witch's garden, and her garden has foxglove digitalis, has skullcap, all of the plants that I'm growing too. And I was like, oh my God, they're so pretty. But then came this reality of, okay, but see, you're romanticizing it and you're touching the plants. And when people don't know any better and they're believing you without looking up information on their own to make sure they have the full understanding, but you're not telling them that these are extremely poisonous plants. If you damage that plant and you get that um, juicy stuff on you and that absorbs through your skin, I mean, these affect cardiac function. Foxglove digitalis is a plant that was synthesized to make digoxin, a very powerful, powerful cardiac medication. Although it's powerful for the heart, it's toxic for the liver, thyroid, like all kind of different things. When we accept people's sharing of like information for for spiritual stuff, it's just like seeing that video about foxglove digitalis and how pretty it is. You know, I mean, everything, everything can be a medicine or a poison depending on how it's used, including love. You ever heard of love bombing? Narcissist love bomb. They use the perception of love in a very toxic way. They weaponize it. So everything that you come across in life, um, ooh, that's a good one. Saving your own toxicity just for yourself is just as toxic. I like that. I like that. Let's find the other cards. So winter is right side up. Okay, this is we're starting in winter now. I think we've already exited fall, or we're about to exit fall and enter into winter in the next couple days. This is the time for us to kind of get ourselves right side up again, right? We have to make sure that we understand directions, meaning what's up and what's down, what's left and what's right. Not because we have to remain fixed, static, no, but because we need to understand the direction we're headed in. Okay. Watchtower of the West, autumn. We just finished autumn. We're entering into winter. Why is it in that order? Well, because whatever's happening during winter time, it's going to be calling back whatever was happening in autumn. This is being brought over to winter. Okay. So this is a continuation of a situation that maybe you thought halted. I don't think it's halted. Homeland and foundation. So in wintertime, you're going to be able to get a right side up homeland foundation, a new place, either within yourself or an actual physical location. Now, notice the coloring of that. The homeland foundation is the same color as autumn. Why is that important? Excuse me. This is something that probably was initiated in autumn. The process was probably started then, and you went through everything that you needed to go through, and then now it's kind of like the tail end of it, and you're probably just being prepared to move forward. Okay. Yeah, to move forward. Prosperity. This is a good time for you. It's probably a difficult time, a challenging time, but you're going to be prosperous in the rebuilding of a foundation and a homeland. Oh, I don't know if someone is comparing two people. Um, it's almost a sense of that. Like someone is comparing two people. One is very inhospitable, and the other one, it's just fading. It's kind of like there's no vibrancy to that person. Hmm. I'm wondering if whoever that is actually prefers the snow. Maybe. Maybe they actually prefer the snow. Who knows? Maybe you're the snow for them. I don't know. Hex and Banishment. Okay. So in reverse, they no longer want you banished. Okay. They no longer want you to remain banished. I think they want you to come back. They're, yeah, that's the feel that I get. It's like a want for a correction to occur. First, they have to establish stability for themselves before they try and maybe reconnect with you. They want to establish within themselves a sense of stability, maybe like getting to know who they are again after whatever this is that they just lived through. Hold on. Yeah. Summer's upside down. Security's upside down. Okay. So the question that I was asking is like, what did they go through during the summer? Their summer went upside down. Their sense of security and sense of self kind of went upside down too. And these are cycles they've been going through for so long, and I think this summer was kind of just like the breaking, the last straw. It was just, that's it. They're just done, you know? It was too much and they're just over it at this point. Um, I'm wondering, I'm hoping for whoever that is, that this dedication is to themselves. Or maybe they're seeing you dedicate more time to your growth. And because of that, it's almost like they place you on an altar. Um, I think for some, it's like they kind of worship you. I don't like that though. Um, I don't like the sense of that. I don't know if there's a third person involved, like another person watching you. Worship you is that gives like a really bad feeling though. It's it doesn't feel complimentary at all. It doesn't feel like, oh my god, they love you. Like worship you as in what? Like they're obsessed? They can't let you go? Like you don't have their permission to live without them? Like that's kind of scary. Um um I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna just leave that alone. hmm If you sit in stillness and you allow yourself to kind of just let all of your water become very still, you'll be able to see your reflection perfectly. You'll be able to clearly see the things that you've been through and the ways in which you've gotten through pretty much the worst of it already. It's still a long journey forward. You're still going to have to go through quite a bit as you move forward in this journey, but at least the worst of the worst is already done. Oh, is it just like the energy of the worst? So here's the thing. sometimes when the worst of the worst energy is done, it's just talking about the energy, because the energy of it needs time to permeate into the density of flesh, and then time to affect someone's logic and behavior. What I'm trying to get at is it might get a little bit worse before it gets a lot better. But just know it's all part of the process. You're in a process. Um, and this process is one that's really challenging you. It's challenging everything that you thought you knew. And here's the thing, though, just because you think you know something doesn't mean you actually do, right? There's a lot of things that I thought I knew, but in reality, I didn't. And I didn't realize how much I didn't know until after I fell on my ass and realized I wasn't balancing right. Okay. Um, you'll be successful in this. You will. You'll be successful in this. But first, you need to finish, you need to complete whatever the lesson is that you're in. I think for many, that lesson is winding down to a close. Like, it's about time for you to move forward and this and that. And, that doesn't make it any easier, though. It's just like a breakup. Maybe this is about a breakup. I don't know. But it's like with a breakup, you have to break up. There's nothing to salvage at this point. And it's kind of like now you realize, like, okay, this is what I have to work towards now. I have to work towards establishing a life on my own. But it's still painful, right? It's still very painful to go through that breakup. Your power will come back to you. It'll come back to you in a huge burst, like a big boom, like thunder and lightning, just a big boom of realization of truth. What I've found about power, it slowly trickles in and slowly trickles in and slowly trickles in until it gets to a point where it's noticeable. And part of how you notice it is when something triggers the release of that power. You know what I mean? So sometimes that's why we need to experience people triggering us. I'm not excusing people who are triggering you or your decision to allow yourself to be triggered, but it helps to understand, right? It helps to understand some of the whys, not all of it, but some of the why. Why do I have to experience this? Why is this happening to me? Well, it's taking you to another level of learning, of understanding yourself, understanding your capabilities and your place within your life and your world, right? Happiness was upside down. Oh, yeah. I think this has to do with, because it was in reverse, I feel like it had to do with two people, either you or your cross watcher, in a relationship, thinking that, oh, we're dolphins, them and their partner, or you and your partner thinking you guys were made for each other, which, it's a nice thing to feel like you're in a relationship with someone who was made just for you, right? And then this realization that you're both out of your element, because a dolphin out of water is out of its element. And, my personal thoughts on "you're made just for me," please try not to buy into that. Okay. Like, my husband and I fit together so beautifully. But it's a real relationship, right? And we have moments of conflict, disagreement, whatever, attitude. But it's still beautiful. But I don't believe he was made just for me. I believe he chooses to love me in that way. Just like he could choose to love another person in that way. Because that's what he's capable of. He's capable of that type of love. So it's not that he was made just for me. It's that he chooses to honor me in that way by loving me in that way, a way that he chooses to only love me in, right? But those are all choices he is making. Just like those are choices that I am making. If one day I wake up and I choose to love someone else in that intensity and that devotion that I have for my husband, that will be my choice. If he wakes up one day, that will be his choice. Does that negate what we've lived through this whole time? No. It doesn't suddenly negate the fact that over the course of this entire time we've been together, each of us have taught the other through our presence how capable of love each of us are, how much we can do because of love, not in the name of love, but because that love overflows into action. It's not just this concept of an emotion, a feeling. From what I understand, love is a verb, right? Hold on. Word's the verb. Let's see. Love is a verb, not a noun. So love is an action. Because love is not a one-time thought or feeling. Love is a verb. Love is looking at someone and deciding that you want to love them even when they mess up. That's not love. The whole, I'm going to love you even when you mess up. No, that doesn't feel right to me. That type of logic doesn't feel right to me. What would be a more accurate or proper way to put it? I will choose to stand or sit beside you as you learn the difficult things in life. I think I like that better. Versus this, I will still love you even when you mess up. No, I don't believe in mess ups. I believe that we learn things in the ways that only we can learn them in. And sometimes, for some of us, many of us, part of the way we learn is by first learning how we cannot or should not do it before we actually do it in the way that's most efficient to do it. And so, what is love to me? How do I define it? To me, love is this action that will cause me to choose to remain standing or seated beside you as you learn the things that are the most difficult, the things that would cause lesser connections to drift away. And that's how I know you guys love me. Whatever difficult thing I live through and learn through, you choose to stand, sit, or walk beside me still, accepting me as I'm in my process, accepting and embracing me as I exit that process, holding space for me and shielding me as I enter into that process. I mean, what greater expression of love is that? I don't think there's any greater expression of love. This coming together and sharing space, that's love. That's love. It's a beautiful thing. Delight in reverse. When did you lose your delight for life? Do you know when you cease to find the beauty in the little things? Because delight came up in reverse. Did you love your mother and father, or did you feel an obligation to be loyal to your mother and father? Loyalty doesn't always have something to do with love. Sometimes loyalty is programmed into you. Sometimes loyalty is threatened into you. Sometimes loyalty is beat into you. So, powerful question to ask. When you feel you love someone, but at the same time you don't, is it love or is it loyalty? For me, part of the way I determine whether it's love or loyalty, toxic loyalty at that, am I afraid to lose you? Am I afraid of what will happen if I lose you? And that's probably loyalty. Because for me, when I love, I want you to be as free as you make me feel within my life. It's hard for me to love you if you don't make me feel free. If you make me feel like I have to live a life of obligation, that I have to do this and I have to do that, and I cannot do this and I cannot do that, that's not freedom, so it's not love, it's loyalty. At some point in our interactions, you convinced me that I must be loyal to you. And I'm not saying that as though you tricked me. No, at some point something happened to get me to think that and feel that. And so I did. And now there's no love there because there's no freedom. But I feel like I have no other choice but to stay. So maybe, and I don't know everything, right? Maybe when we become afraid to leave because we don't know what will happen when we leave, that maybe it's not love then. Maybe it's loyalty. Loyalty to the obligation. Like, I know if I walk away from this person, I'm going to be okay. So why do I stay? Because I want to. That's my friend. I love them. You know, I enjoy their company. Like, I love them. They make me feel like it's so okay to be who I am. They celebrate my presence. Not like, oh, it's Emmy, but like, oh, hey, you've been busy. What you been up to? You know, that's like a celebration to me. It's just, there you go. There you go. And you found the soil you were planted into. When you are told love your parents or you are a bad person, I say I love them maybe to not see myself badly. I think you've already been programmed to see yourself badly, and you love them so other people wouldn't know what you know, which is you're a bad person. But are you living for how other people see you? Or are you ready to love yourself in a way that sets you free from those ancient chains of obligation? One where you feel so alive that people can see you however they choose because you're too busy actually living and breathing and enjoying the person you're blossoming into. The reason I don't care what other people think about me is because I don't have time to care about that. It's not because I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I already told you guys I have plenty of fucks to give. But I'm so busy with my growth and assisting other people with their growth when it's appropriate for me to assist that I just really don't have the time and the place to waste on how people will perceive me. But Emmy, what if people think you're bad? That's their perception. Something in their life caused them to have that type of perception of people like me. I threatened something in their life. But because I know I'm not a threat and I have no intention of ever becoming a threat, that's none of my concern. That's none of my concern. Unless I intentionally injured you, my concern and my focus should be on my growth. Oh. Delight or delight? Well, let's look up. So the prefix D, which means off or from, right? Delight. Off of the light or from the light? We don't know. How will you define it? Which definition? Are you of the light or taken from the light? Is there a difference? Glass half full, glass half empty. It's all about perception and where you position yourself. When you are standing there on that plane of existence, separate from the light, if you are facing the light, you've been taken from it. If you have your back to the light, you come from the light. It's the positioning of your perception. The positioning of your perception is what gives you the direction that you could potentially choose to travel into. That's why you have to know up from down, left from right. Oh, lordy, lordy. There's a lot of foolery going on. Gateway in reverse, right? Gateway in reverse. Oh, you guys, I got this thing on codependency. This video, I was going to post it last night. If you're not on Facebook or you're not my friend on Facebook, look for the Soul Sanctuary podcast. I believe I named it on Facebook. If you find my business page, Emmy Evolving, I made a post last night. It's a private group. Sorry. It's a private group because it's supposed to serve as a sanctuary for people who are, in their process of developing who they are. And so we want to make sure you feel safe and you don't have to worry about like, oh my God, what if someone shares this and my family finds out that I don't think like them? You know what I mean? So it's a private group. But that's where I post all of these things that like feel profound to me or affected me in some way that I wouldn't share on my personal profile or on my business profile. See, the thing is this. No matter how people see me, I still don't share everything that I am. I'm still very highly cognitive of how people have a hard time tolerating me, much less accepting me. I'm very aware of it. Very, very aware of it. So much of what I really want to share, I don't. Why? I don't like to make people feel uncomfortable, and they already feel uncomfortable with my existence. So I just yeah, I just don't. But if you are on Facebook, let me get the link. Hold on. If you're on Facebook, you could totally schmodally see. Oh my God, this came up on my memories. What are your thoughts on people you do not interact with randomly sharing a picture of you on their profile? That's why I don't like to post things. That's why I don't like to post selfies. Good God. Good God. Jeez Louise. It's just, oh, that got me stressed out. What was I coming on here for? Here. Oh my goodness. Facebook stressed me the F out. Here it is, guys. Ah, sorry. There you go. Um, the soul sanctuary. The soul sanctuary. So, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let me put that down. I'm sorry, guys. I just need to pin that because the comment will get lost and then I won't know. All right. I pinned it. Oh, yes. I'd be wondering where you find some of the things you post. Always thought provoking. Oh my gosh. So, my Facebook personal profile, the neurodivergence on that page. They be sending me some just gems, man, gems. And most of them don't interact with my posts, and my friends list is not published. So they're private too, is the thing. They're also very private. So they have some amazing content. You know, one of the quirks about me is I feel so blessed when I'm around people who are more developed than me, smarter than me, know things I have no idea about, because it's almost like they enter my life bearing gifts that I would have never found without their presence. I have a real appreciation for quality people. Not people who share things so that can feel smart, but people who are actually highly intelligent, very well versed in all things, not just someone who tries to appear spiritual and yada, yada, yada. No, someone who actually is full of spirit, full of soul, and it just overflows from them like streams of esoterica emanating from their heart. It's fucking amazing. I have quite a few people on Facebook who are like that, who have been my dear private friends for quite a few years. If y'all knew how many profiles I've been through, how many profiles I've been through is ridiculous. Is ridiculous. And they've followed me through all the profiles because they're my actual friends. They're profound. Their level of neurodivergence is just mm, mm, mm. Maybe I'll get one of them or two of them to come live with me sometime. They don't like to live stream. Yeah. I've asked a couple before and they're like, oh, we'll see. I was like, bitch, I know you're not going to. Come on. And they're like, we'll see. So the gateway and the miracle is upside down. Someone's trying to enter your space and they're offering something that seems miraculous, but all of this is upside down. Be very careful with this offer. Okay? Be very careful. Now, I'm not trying to encourage you to be distrustful. I'm reminding you and asking you to remember to please use discernment. Please use discernment, allow yourself to kind of just pause for a moment. If something feels too good to be true, don't automatically be like, nah, it's too good to be true. No, this might be an opportunity for you to recognize, like, this is true. It's my perception of what I deserve that's being challenged. If you pause, if you allow yourself to quietly observe for a period, then you might begin to be like, oh my gosh, it really is true. It really is true. Quite a few people who I'm like, it's too good to be true. Oh no, it's true. They really are that amazing. Know when it's your trauma goggles that you're looking through versus reality goggles. Trauma goggles are a real thing. Trauma goggles. I don't know if that term is real. Maybe I coined it. I don't know. Oh, shit's about to pop off. Shit's about to pop off. Pop off. Pop. So 10, 58, 84, 12, 3. '84, 3. The reunification of the selves that leads to the first steps of the journey, which creates a solid foundation from which to start a new journey, to find the self, to reunify, to be guided to a newer self. Damn. Okay. This is intense. This is life altering. Okay. Wow. Open the book right to the page. Card number 24, Pisces, I believe. I must be a mermaid. I have no fear of depths and a great fear of shallow living. This feels like someone is preparing to dive deep into your water. They're looking to dive into the oceans of your heart. Not just the oceans of your heart, but the trenches of the oceans of your heart. In faith and trust, you must surrender to what is. Okay. Pisces is a mutable sign. Its home being the 12th house of self-undoing. It's a mysterious and unfathomable, but can indicate a life that needs clarifying as well as definition. I feel like your essence, your presence is going to be used to redefine someone's life for them. Okay. They're going to need to, what is going on with my shirt? Hold on, guys. I think I'm wearing my kid's shirt. I think it's my kid's shirt. Anyways, I think someone is needing your proximity. This is totally savior complex sounding and feeling. I feel like someone is. Let me just pause for a second. I'm having an issue. Okay. I feel like someone feels as though they're needing your proximity to redefine who they are. It's giving them a lot of issues. You know, this perception that they can't do it unless you're there. But you're not there. So now it's kind of like, do they feel like they've failed somehow? Or, I mean, I don't know. Oh, no, Matthew. You say, hope they have a good air tank to breathe. This might be another water sign. They don't need to come up for air. Yeah. They don't need an air tank. They can breathe in your water. So let's just keep reading. Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac and symbolizes the old soul, one who has passed through many lives, has picked up much here and there, and experienced almost everything along the way, but sometimes doesn't process things well and tends to repeat mistakes. Who feels personally attacked? I do. Pisces is a beautiful sign with much compassion, denoting true visions that link up with the collective. Those ruled by this sign know much, know it all deep down, but have trouble sorting matters out. They are able to sense deeply, except for certain things extremely bad for them, which turn into mishaps and disasters. Oh, so it's okay. So I'm just being Piscean. I'm not a total demon whore lover. They're able to sense deeply, except for certain things extremely bad for them, which turn into mishaps and disasters. Gotcha. Here I was thinking I was just fucking up and being a total idiot. No, I'm just being a Pisces. Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. Do any of you Pisceans do that? I'm not the only one, right? Am I the only one? Oh my God. I think I'm the only one that does that. It's okay because the next sentence says, through it all, Pisces still survives. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Dreams, artists. No. Let's see. In a superficial way, it looks as if the world is the Piscean's oyster with their talent, beauty, sensitivity, and connectedness with the unknown. Pisces sees the best and is an idealist, but the flip side of this is cynicism, which can come in waves. So dreams will lead you now, but clear thinking is a must. Y'all, can an earth sign cling to the ocean floor? Here's something that people need to understand. Earth is made of all sorts of different things, like the soil, silt, rocks, all of that wafts through the ocean. Anything that can be eroded and taken by streams to the rivers and then to the oceans will fill the oceans. So, can an earth sign cling to the ocean floor? I hear that and I raise you one by saying, Earth exists in the ocean. Earth gives form to the ocean. So, let's see. I had a dream last night that I had to go through this beautifully landscaped patch of garden that was full of dog caca. It was full of dog caca. And I was wearing very high heel peep toe shoes. I was like, no, no. Yeah, it was a bad dream. It didn't feel like a nightmare, but it felt very inconvenient and disgusting. You may be extra sensitive to beauty currently. Beauty or poetry courses through you. You feel connected to the source. You like the idea of surrounding to what is. Oh, surrendering to what is. Who likes the idea of surrendering to what is? That must be the Capricorn in me. No retreat, no surrender. What are you talking about? Surrendering to what is? Has Earth been lied to if they fear drowning? No. It doesn't mean Earth has been lied to. It means Earth has not taken the time to fully assess the full gravity of their existence. Take advantage of inspiration and channel it into a creative project. If you have a notion or a dream, swim to it. Capture that wave. A great idea from the past may reemerge. And you may want to return and finish it. No, I'm kidding. Something from the past is coming back and you might want to go back. I don't know why I'm choking myself. No. Okay. But you'll want to tackle this idea soon when you're inspired, or the entire matter could disappear into the rushes of the deep. About your question, you may be confused by the reactions of others or simply unable to get to the correct answer. Pisces can be like a pristine sea or the muck of a swamp. So getting lost is a danger. But here's the thing, the muck of a swamp is some of the richest water you could ever be in. If you've ever been to the Delta or a marshland, it reeks of rot, right? Wrong. It only smells like rot to you because you've been conditioned to accept that synthetic smells, air pollution, is what's the norm and the standard and desirable. I enter into a bog and I'm like, ooh, it smells rich up in here. It smells very fertile. Very, very fertile. Very fertile. Part of that article that I read regarding the true history of Thanksgiving, the Wampanoag, they taught the pilgrims to use fish, decaying fish matter, as their fertilizer. And that's why they became so successful with growing so much food. There is a richness to the decay. And if you see decay as nothing but decay, there's a good chance you're throwing away something that can add to your growth, that can amplify that growth that you're in. Make sure you're not being pulled under by other people's complications. It's even possible you have someone in your life who saps you. Usually, this is not intentional, but because of some delusional way of unthinking or viewing the world, that clouds the issue. Don't fall into the same confusion. Make sure you are protected and have the proper boundaries. Boundaries are needed. I remember I saw someone on social media talking about, like, you can't say you love unconditionally if you have boundaries. Fuck out of here with that bullshit. You know what this means? I'm preparing to swat people away. You are not capable of unconditional love if you have boundaries. Who said I was obligated to unconditionally love you? Entitled much? Unconditional love first is extended to myself before I'm able to extend it to other people. And if you're incapable of unconditionally loving me, how fucking asinine of you to expect me to look the other way while you stomp all over my garden and destroy everything. No. You may have physical symptoms, but find no reason for them. But be careful when this card comes up, especially in regards to medicines or drugs, because allergies and strange reactions to medications may develop. So today might be the last day I wear makeup for a long time again. So my husband got me this vanity mirror with a light the other week, and that's why you've been seeing me with makeup, much more makeup than normal. And turns out my skin doesn't like it. So I stopped wearing the foundation today. I was only putting it right here and right here for foundation, but my eyes were like, bitch, knock it off. So I got to stop with that. I might still do mascara. I don't know. But yeah, just thought I'd share that. When the Pisces card is involved, circumstances may be covert or at least obscured from view. See, look, they're obscuring the fact that you're the sacrifice. You're the sacrificial lamb. No, you're not victims. You're willing participants. See, looking back at the beginning of this video in particular, and part of what really irritated me about that individual, it really harkens back to this widespread belief that Pisceans are nothing but victims. Like, they always see themselves as the victim. That's what irritated me about that. Like, the victim mentality, and then you have the nerve to fucking critique other people. Let's not be like that. Let's allow ourselves to move forward from existing as a Piscean stereotype. Like, I'm not willing to be a sacrificial lamb. I'm not willing to be a sacrificial lamb. I'm not willing to play into any stereotypes. When I first was live streaming on YouTube, when I first migrated over here, people were like, are you Scorpio? No. Are you like Aries? No. Why do you ask me these things? Because apparently I don't behave like a typical Piscean. I mean, what did I need to behave as to be considered Piscean? To dress the part, have crystals intertwined into my hair, and be like, hello, everybody. Like, that's not me. That's not me. You're so multifaceted, trying to play one role. That's such a waste of who you are. Because really, if you look at a birth chart, you have so many placements that are filled by so many other signs. So be your full chart, not just your rising, not just your moon, not just your ascendant, not just your Venus, not just your Pluto, Uranus. Uranus. Your anus. Uranus. That's the way you're supposed to pronounce it. Uranus. Uranus. Sorry. You know, well, I look on screen the way I look in person. Sometimes I put a little bit of blush. Sometimes I like to feel a sexy forehead, and I put a little bit of bronzer, mascara. That's about it. Yeah, that's about it. I really can't do the whole like full makeup thing. I can't. I just can't. So let's get started. Card number 10, Neptune sacrifice. The whole idea of compassion is based on a keen awareness of the interdependence of all these living beings, which are all part of one another and all involved in one another. So compassion involves juxtapositioning, that positioning on a singular plane of existence between opposing polarities. You're being directed into an area which may feel like it's an unknowable. Surrendering to the mystery may work best now. Where Neptune is placed in a chart is where we are most inspired, but also an area where we deceive ourselves. We don't want to see what we need to see about ourselves and about whoever this is. We don't want to see how people fit into our lives and the gravity or lack thereof of that person. You know what I mean? Well, I like crystals in my hair, but here, let me show you. Okay, hold on. I'll show you what people think is Piscean aesthetic. Like if I dress like this and talk like this and look like this, um, then I'm Piscean. Where is it? I should probably go on Pinterest to look. Hold on. Hold on. I will find the best example of a I'll find it, guys. Hold on. Hold on. La 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 la. Bow to your partner. Okay, first and foremost, I effing love these shoes. Okay, totally shit that I would once upon a time would wear. I totally would absolutely once upon a time show up to work with that type of outfit. Shit. I'm not even joking. I would show up to work dressed like that to do makeup. Y'all don't even know. Y'all don't even know. Okay? Okay. Oh my goodness. Hold on. I can't do this. I cannot. I cannot. Cannot. Like, I swear to God, the things that I save, it's ridiculous. One of my old friends was like, I gave them my Pinterest account. I let them access it. And they were totally like, they were totally like, wow. Wow. Riri is a Piscean aesthetic that's like a baddie. People expect Piscean aesthetic to be like, where is it? Maybe I didn't save it because that type of thing irritates me. It irritates me. It irritates me to no end. To no end at all. It just irks the absolute shit out of me. Well, I gotta find it now because I put so much fucking effort into scrolling through my Pinterest that here, maybe it's here. There's some dark stuff. Oh my God. Maybe I need to just let go of that commitment and just not. Just not. Just not do it. Not. No, not. Oh, that's pretty. That's very pretty right there. What was I looking for? Shit. I don't remember what I'm looking for. Oh my God. These are so pretty. Hold on. Let me save some of this. Yes. I think Pedro would like that. Hold on. Super cute. Ooh, yes, girlfriend. There's a difference between knowing the path and walking the path. Gotta save you too. You're a boomer right there. Stick you in there. Sorry, guys. I'm just saying, oh, that's pretty too. Let's save that. You can't let me go on Pinterest because I'll be on here. Oh, that is super fucking cute. Put that in the crystals one. That's pretty too. Hold on, guys. I'm almost done. I promise. I promise. This is the last. This is the last. Like, okay. Oh, that is so fucking. Okay, here. Yeah, no. Like, mm-hmm. Oh, that's a good one too. Let me save this. Sorry. When I say no, just don't do weird shit. Okay, when I say Piscean aesthetic, like this, like they expect you to be bohemian and, no, like, no, just no. I don't even have to explain it. Like that's how you're supposed to look. And you're supposed to sound very soft spoken and play this role and be a damsel in distress, and it's like, no. Pisceans, we have to consciously decide to exit that aesthetic. This is a Piscean aesthetic right here. I'll show you something. Hold up. You guys need to see this. Okay? Because once upon a time, I used to buy into that like years ago, right? Years ago, like if I'm going to be publicly visible, then this is kind of the aesthetic that I need to have. And I edited this. Where is it? I edited this because, um, because yeah, I felt like I had to play this role. And then I finished the edit and I was like, that looks so stupid. That looks so stupid. That's not even me. Like, what the hell? I edited my face onto it. Okay? I edited my actual effing face. Girl, you wasted all that time? Are you kidding me? I wasted so much time editing my face onto that image. And this is a picture before it. That's me. That's me. Mascara, unbrushed hair, and that's that. And on days where I feel like I need to get shit done, tie the hair back, okay? That's me. That's me. I don't have to play this role. I don't have to. No, no more of that. No, we cannot. We cannot. We cannot. You know, and I felt like I had to really play into that, and I don't. And I felt like that image was ugly because guess what? The original image was of someone who doesn't even share my ethnic features. So then I compared it and I was like, oh my God, I look weird. Like my face is this and that. And no, just fucking no. We cannot continue to live that way. Now, I'm saying all this now because it's taken me quite a few years to get past that, past living as a living aesthetic for someone else. If that's your style, I mean, it's a gorgeous style. Go ahead. That's you. Be you. But if who you are is nothing but an obligation to play a role for other people, I don't think so. I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Nope, no, nope, no, nope. Nope, nope, no, nope, nope. Put that away. So, don't force yourself to play into stereotypes that other people have of you. Why? Because you deserve to be yourself. You deserve to love yourself in a way that frees you to be exactly who you are, as you are, where you are, when you are. When you love yourself in that way, you will become even more free to bloom in the way you were designed to. You want to bloom, right? You want to blossom. You want to allow yourself to go through whatever it is that will help you to blossom. Okay? Now, like I said, whatever your personal style is, that's your personal style. Just make sure your personal style is based on your preferences, not other people telling you what will look good on you. And I just have such an aversion to that because for much of my childhood, I was literally treated like a doll, where other people will tell me how to dress and I have to play this role. And no, no, I'm not willing to. I'm just not willing to. And I've had plenty of people telling me, but like, oh, but you look so good in it. I don't care. Like, I really don't care. I don't care if I look good in it. If I don't feel good in it, I'm not wearing it. I'm just not. And people are going to have to be okay with the decisions you make for yourself. They're going to have to be okay with it because really, only you get to decide. If they're not okay with what you decide, what happens? They're not okay with what you decide. And if you don't care if they're not okay with it, what happens? They're still not okay with it. And what happens to you? Nothing. Nothing happens to you. You begin to realize that there's no actual risk that's being taken by being you. There's no risk to you being you. My mom would have loved to see me ladylike, but that just isn't me. So, okay, when I was a kid, I was a tomboy and I always wanted to wear boy stuff, like literally boy stuff. And then when I became a teen, I started doing makeup and stuff like that. And, I became much more girly. And when I worked in the makeup industry, I was extra girly. Extra girly. And it became this thing of like, oh my God, you're going out like that, but like your whole shape is on display. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Oh my God, your clothes are so tight. Yeah, they are. You told me to be more like a girl. And that it was embarrassing that I always dressed like a boy. And now you're saying that I need to hide the fact that I have the body of a woman. Never satisfied. You'll always find someone who disagrees with the way you conduct your life, down to the way you dress. In any environment you enter into, you will always have at least one person existing within that environment right when you enter it who will not like something about you. Enjoy yourself while they don't like you. Eh, allow yourself to just be who you are. And then after that, after I started having kids and then I lost all that weight, and I distinctly remember one of the things my mom said, because at that point I was pretty skinny, um, and I love to wear men's, cargo pants. I just do, I don't know why. It's a lot of pockets. A lot of pockets. And, I remember her telling me, because I was in, a long sleeve shirt that was fitted, and she's like, "You look like a boy with boobs." What? Because she said, "I look like I'm wearing my kids' clothes and I have big boobs." And I was like, "Yeah, like an 8-year-old boy with a wicked case of gynecomastia." And she didn't like that I said that. What? I'm just reiterating what you said. I don't have hips. I don't have an ass. I have the body of a 8-year-old boy with big old boobs. And if I can't change my body, why do I need to hate it? Can't I just state it as a fact? Like, I can state that as a fact and not feel ashamed of it. I don't need to have a body like other people. It's okay for me to be my own person. It's okay for me to let go of whatever societal standards exist in regards to the shape and size of a woman's body. I mean, my thing is this, it's my body. Why the fuck are you so concerned about it? And I didn't say that to my mom, but that's just my logic. Like, why are you so concerned about it? Am I asking you to feed me? Am I asking you to buy me clothes? Like, why are you so concerned with my shape and my size? Why are you so concerned? The things that people concern themselves about in your life, why are they so concerned? Why? Why do that? So I never understood pants with fake pockets on women. Who does that? I mean, so the pants pockets for women's pants, they tend to be very small because less fabric to bunch up can make you look skinnier. Really, I don't care about being skinny or not skinny. I just care about being healthy. And that's it. Women have a tendency to have pants that are designed with no pockets to prevent the bunching up of the fabric. And why is it a bad thing for people to see underwear line? Like I hear women constantly because I used to work in a lingerie store. Okay. I worked in a lingerie store. And because I got all the underwear for free, yeah. If we have a product launch and you're going to give me a whole bunch of free V strings that are like $50 each, I'll wear them. I don't care. They're cute. I'll wear them. But for the women to come into the store and be like, oh my God, yeah, I need to get more this and this because penny lines are so gross. Why are they gross? Because you can see them through the pants. Okay, but why are they gross though? What's gross about that? Oh, because someone told you they're gross. Do you ever think that maybe they told you it's gross so that they can sell you a product that involves less fabric but costs so much more? Yeah. What other part of our lives have we allowed someone else to tell us how to think and feel so that they could sell us more products that we don't need and shame us for understanding what our needs are or being aware of what our needs are? I pretty much wear nothing but men's pants because they have real pockets. They have real pockets and they're usually lined, and I'm always cold. So I tend to always wear men's pants. Yep. I love to have um, two front pockets, back pockets, and pockets by my knees because I slide my phone in there and my wallet on the other side sometimes. I have a rather long wallet. It's like a checkbook wallet, and that doesn't fit in a pocket. But why do I even have to explain myself? Because we're conditioned to feel and believe like if we don't do as everyone else does, that we are somehow oddballs, that we are weird, that we are this and that we are that, and now you have to explain yourself. I have an issue with purses. They compress my vagus nerve. They compress my vagus nerve and they torque my spine out of alignment. Yep. Yod and Destiny, card number 48. A person often meets his destiny on the road he took to avoid it. So this circles back around. Meeting your destiny on the road you took to avoid it. This is someone, there's probably another water sign and a water sign somewhere in the chart, water. Someone was in their shell for a while. Shell's breaking open. They're finding their mermaid, which is probably you, Piscean. The ancients believed that the yod was the area of fate in the chart and not a particularly favorable one. Let's see. So Yod or Yud is a 10th letter of the Hebrew alphabet, which has mystical implications signifying the omnipresence of God and often denoting humility because the energy is locked in that triangular configuration, causing matters to be fated and often difficult, but not without their rewards. It's a solid foundation from which to start whatever this is. Yod configuration is influential and implies that there is a disruptive force at work. Interference. We were already talking about that. It seems like it's a third party circumstance, right? In a sense, this astrological placement of planets is somewhat in exile from the other planetary energies because they are not harmonious with each other and therefore can cause tension. There was a lot of tension that was going on between these people. This third party circumstance, isolation, this separation. Wait, did I? Oh, I thought I pulled from this deck. I didn't. So this is something that causes separation, right? This can bring about feelings of, ha! So there you go. Soul separation. And then the past life parasitic. Hold on. I'm just going to grab a chunk from the deck, set that aside. This can bring about feelings of intense stress and restriction. There can also be a sense of being different, feeling alone, and of being out of step with others at times. A yod in a natal chart can even indicate being the black sheep of the family. When the yod card presents itself in a reading, it means that the situation may be chaotic or may soon turn into that. It will be hard to see any clear path because of this chaos, but it will be important to weather through it all. This is not always bad because it's a process of finding what works and what isn't functioning. And now will be the time to be scaling things down and weeding out what's unnecessary. More than that, this card is about finding your own truth, even though that truth may not be reflected through others. Letting go of the official storyline. Letting go of that official storyline, okay? You may wish for more support when this card comes up and will have to manage this all on your own. Another development may turn up, and that is you will prefer to work it out on your own without any interference from others. So this is about you really needing to get things going for yourself. There will be health issues that need to be dealt with and solved before moving forward. This card means that circumstances are good for achieving your goal, but be prepared for sacrifices on your part. And, sacrificing, you have to give up the very thing that causes separation. Whatever causes separation was parasitic. It was parasitic in nature. It was a past life that returned, became parasitic, and caused that soul separation to occur. Now, after doing shadow work, you can begin that healing process. Make sure your renewal is not upside down, where you're being emptied unnecessarily. Now, in order for you to be refilled, you need to make sure all of that toxicity from before is emptied out, right? That's a good thing. But continuing to empty yourself every time you're refilled, that's a hole in the bucket. There's a hole in the bucket, dear Eliza. There's a hole in the bucket. There's a hole in the bucket. That hole prevents the rebirth of magic. You're attracting to you the very things that you need, like a moth to a flame burned by the fire. First, they have to go through a shedding cycle, though. They have to get rid of all these things. It's a broken nest. Look at that. They put all their eggs in a basket, and it turns out their egg got pushed out. Blue jays. I remember my girlfriend. I love her so much. She really helped to give me clarity on some of the parts on my journey that were very difficult. And one of the things that I remember her saying, because she lived out in the countryside, she told me one day that there was this blue jay, and it reminded her of me. And I was like, really? Why does it remind you of me? And she goes, because it goes around and it screams at all the other birds. Oh, and it cracked me up because at that time, like, I wouldn't argue with people. I would just shut down and get very quiet. But she knew down to her core. My soul was not very quiet. my soul was communicating quite a bit. There's this blue jay that lives within you that's attempting to communicate things with you. Blue jays can be aggressive. I don't know if you guys know that. They can be aggressive. They can be very pushy in how they approach other animals, not just birds, but animals in general. Do you need to be aggressive like that all the time? Or is there a time and place for that? Letting go of whatever preconceived notions you have about how you should behave. I think that's what needs to happen now. Just this letting go. It's time to let go of the things that caused you to hurt your own feelings, the things that caused you to see yourself in a way that was not honoring you, your needs, who you are, where you're headed within your life. It's time to fall in love with yourself. It's time to really get to know who you are and figure out what it is you love the most about yourself. Okay? So I got to get going too. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and join me when I'm live. Next Tuesday, I'm going to be doing podcast, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I also now have the Soul Sanctuary through all of social media. I have a website for it, soulsanctuary.love. Oh, let me give you guys. Go follow me all there too. Or maybe I'll do that later. I gotta find it. So, yeah. I think we'll find, let's put this up. I'm empty because I have extended too much credit to bad investments. I'm holding myself accountable and attempting to bring balance to my negative balance and positive. Here's the thing. You'll find that as soon as you stop over extending yourself, that you're as flexible as you need to be. You're only depleted because you give too much, not because you don't get enough. And for some people, you're only depleted because you give appropriately, but never allow yourself to be refilled. Balance, rebalance things, shift it back to center point. Okay. So, give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell and join me when I'm live. I hope everyone has an amazing and very safe New Year's Eve.